Allow me, good morning, good evening, good day, Opulence family, Opulence nation. Welcome to the very important, very exciting call because it's going to be the first in history that today the forensic networker is going to be different. Today it will be conducted. Our great speaker will be our CEO Ramin Meskalu. Allow me to introduce Mr. Ramin Meskalu in 1 minute. Built for multi-million dollars MLM businesses as a distributor during the time of 1990 to 2003. He founded MLM Most Advanced MLM University, the Forensic Networker, in 1999. He founded MLM Premier and Most Prestigious MLM Company, 2005. Voted World Top MLM Compensation Plan Expert in 2010. Featured in Networking Times as a Master Networker in 2011. Featured on the cover of American Business Journal with Warren Buffett, 2013. Voted world number 2 all times MLM business for home.org, 2014. Nominated for Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year, 2015. Voted in MLM First inductee Hall of Fame with Paul Zane, Pilzer, and like in 2016. His company ranked top momentum company in MLM in the pandemic. Business for home.org in 2020. Voted top networker again by Business for Home 2020. And was he born with special talents? We all start at the same place, but some of us decide not to stay there. Keep evolving. This is our very own CEO, Ramin Meskalu. Please welcome Ramin, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, LD2, Aranya. All right. So special call. It's the first time in 20 years that we're transitioning from forensic and to what's extremely important in this company, and that is becoming a qualified trainer. Look, our industry, I've said in forensic for 20 somewhat years. Our industry is not about moving products. It's about moving people. Because when you move people with your testimonial, they buy the product. When you move people with your testimonial, they'll join your business. So however it is that you move people, they will follow. If you move people with your leadership, they'll join you, they'll follow you. You move people with your care and your knowledge, they would love you and they would want to be part of your team. So that's what we are. And what QT does is exactly that. We'll take somebody who don't have those skills and within a short time, make them the absolute pro in this industry. They don't need to change as a person in their personal life, everybody. It is becoming a pro in this business. That's where people will need you. And that's what the QT program is all for. So I look at that and say, look, on Tuesday, we get together, we share a lot of good stuff. But, our forensic is so advanced, there's no way I can get anything done in an hour, but we can get things done with the Opulence training. And the Opulence training is what you need to be successful. I'm going to share with you now the PowerPoint. And today we're not going to do the training. Today I'm going to tell you what the QT program is, because it's upgraded quite a lot. It's evolving. I always sit back and I say, okay, Ramin, put your customer glasses on. Write that down. Put your customer glasses on. In other words, look at this thing that you know very well from the other side. Maybe somebody new. If somebody new was to come in to our business, what is it they need to know? Right? So I always try to bring myself back as if I don't know anything. If I'm brand new, then what do I need to know? Because my views as someone who's done this for 35 years and 20 years in this company would be different than someone who's looking at this at the very first time. So that's the thing. I always reset, refresh. That's okay. Well, if somebody launches with Opulence today, right after the post tour, what is it that they need to know? What is it they need to know the next day? What does it need to the next week? See, I look at that. So people look at the proposal like this. They get quite excited, right? Because I mean, the testimonials are absolutely insane on both sides, the business and the product side. They don't need to know, and 99% of the stuff that I know, they don't need to know that. They need to know some basic things. And I was to say, if somebody's really serious about this, how long is it going to take them to go from amateur to a pro, right? How much? How long does it take? I would say it's about 100 hours. Now, 100 hours is not learning time. 100 hours is learning time and relearning time and practice and relearning time and practice. That's what it is. It's not that hard for something that could become lifelong career for you. We're 20 years old. We got people who've been here literally 20 years. I mean, it feels amazing to be able to say, I stayed with the same company for 20 years. You didn't have to go pop company to company to company, keep buying packages, keep jumping and leaving behind casualties. See, you guys didn't have to do that. You go through the challenge of building a business, but at least you're home. You know that you made a decision, this is home for you, you're learning, you're building, your people are with you, they're building, they're learning. At least you didn't leave them behind the last company because you decided to switch and switch and switch and switch. And that's what happens outside Opulence. But within the world of Opulence, we have highways, right? You got pathways and highways, and some of them are, 18-lane highways. Things can go a lot faster than maybe something, a 4-lane highway, a 2-lane highway, maybe a country road, maybe a road that's under construction. And the difference is, are you using the tools? Are you a pro or are you an amateur? If you're an amateur, depending on how much of an amateur, then you're going through, more congested and maybe not so good roads. But if you are a pro, then you are on the Autobahn, right? The Autobahn still, depending on what size is your target, what is your goals and promise list, it depends on how long it takes, depends on how high is your target. So I said that, like, if I'm new today, if Ramin is new today, join Opulence, you sponsored me in Opulence. But who wants to sponsor me in Opulence? Put it in the chat. I said, who's going to sponsor? First person in, right? So if you were to sponsor me, and with my experience, Mavis gets it. Mavis gets to sponsor me. Charlene, you missed a beat. I guess the rest of you didn't want me to be sponsored. Didn't want to sponsor me. So Mavis, our 80-year-old young, was the fastest on the trigger. Fantastic. So see, if Ramin got in today, what am I looking for? So I start putting that on implementing that in our new system. 20 years old, we evolved, right? We're a different company today than we were 20 years ago. So now I'm excited about the new Launchpad. It's got everything you need. Everything you need. And so tonight, we're not going to get into Launchpad itself. I want to talk about the QT because your target should be, in the first 30 days of launch, that you register to be a host. The first 30 days, you register to be a host. And then get yourself in the QT program. The QT program is evolving. We have, last I checked, I think we have 11 or 12 QTs. And so I'm going to be having a call with them soon, just only them. There's going to be a lot of programs we introduce only for QTs. Because again, look, they're professional. They're the pros of our business. We want, and they've taken the time to become a pro, not being an amateur, to become. We have a comp plan for everybody, right? We have everything for everybody. But then, just like how if you're on LADE, you get more bonus than the LAP, or LA. If you are happen to be in LA, you get more comp plan than the BP, right? The more you effort you put in, you need to be rewarded for that. Our QTs are going to be setting the standard for the company because they are the one generating duplication. The people who are not QTs, they're also getting a duplication. It's not the same type of duplication. We want the duplication that is the Opulence system. And as we talk about in our training, you're either following the Opulence system, you either have one system or you have no system at all. So you're duplicating you. That never works, by the way. In our industry, that never works. In my 35 years, I've never seen it work. Because you don't duplicate, systems duplicate. So today I'm going to take you through, the QT program has evolved. And so even the our existing QTs, they have to be recertified from time to time. And right now, all our QTs have to be certified on the system I'm going to introduce right now. And as we add new stuff, they have to be recertified again. But there's a lot of cool stuff attached to that. So let me put my share screen with you. Request has been sent. Okay. So I think our fearless host has to allow me to do that, I think. Sharing is not turned on. The host isn't allowing sharing. Everybody says, please host us. Please, everybody in the chat, please host us. Allow sharing, because sharing is caring.
Okay, I'm sharing. I click allowed. I also don't know why that pop up, please.
No worries.
Is it okay now?
Here we go.
All right.
Everyone sees it? Yeah, we got everyone see it?
Yeah, it's coming, it's loading.
All right.
Okay,
There we go. QT program 2025. And we got two LD4s on this stage rocking it. You know, a female and a male. And if that's not equal opportunity, I don't know what is, right? So that's that. Opulence is the greatest equalizer. Doesn't recognize gender or race or age or background or education. You come in and you master, you become a pro. The comp plan doesn't recognize anything other than performance. All right, so let me take you through. The upside to our business is that most of our team members will do what we do. Pay attention to this. This is one of the, legendary codes of forensic. However, the downside to our business is that most of our team members will do what we do. So the upside is your people do what you do. The downside is people do what you do. So you got to pay attention to what you're doing. Are you a pro or are you an amateur? Because you are getting a duplication. The question is, what type of duplication are you getting? Are you getting a duplication that's IGA, income generating activity, that's taking you upwards? Or are you getting a duplication that you're not qualified, you're not trained, you're not working, you don't have a schedule, you don't have a calendar, and your people follow that, and this is what you're getting, right? So you are getting a duplication. The question is, what type of duplication are you getting? One of the marvels of our forensic quotations. Qualified trainer program. All right. I've always said since I started, I said, I don't want to have the most amount of people. I want to have the most amount of trainers, right? Because I always wanted to be the class of the industry. Back in 1990, when I launched this, and I was in my home office, and my office, we had no office. Most of my home office. It was my office. I always wanted to be the class of the industry. It's like this. There's many ways to shop, right? You can go to a flea market where everything is all over the place. Flea market, you shop at a flea market. You can shop in a regular mall. It's nicer, the stores, whatever. Or you can shop in a luxury mall, right? And now you got the designers. Everything looks amazing. But you know what? In our industry, I don't even want to say the name. Everyone's more towards the flea market. Some towards a regular mall. That's not going to be us. We're going to be the luxury mall. I want everybody to look good, smell good, talk good, look professional. I know we had that when we started for 10 years. And I'm going to go there even beyond what we did the first time. That's what a QT program is for. We're going to put a lot of incentives out there. And who does that benefit, by the way? You become a QT, who does that benefit? It benefits you and your team. That's what benefits, right? You become a new version of yourself that you never were. You become somebody you never imagined. I mean, I love the testimony that said, I never imagined I could make this type of money. I love those testimonials, right? Now, for you to earn more, you have to become more, right? Jim Rohn, for you to earn more, you have to become more. And we're going to make you become more with the QT program. So we'll take you through that. Designed to develop leaders and presenters to become trainers globally. Somebody says, I'm not a leader. You're wrong. Because whoever thinks they're not a leader, they're not acting like one. That's vast majority, by the way. Vast majority, they don't act like a leader. I get that. But everybody can be. Because a person who says, I'm not a leader, well, if we look at other parts of their life, maybe at home, at a soccer club, with their kids, at school, their work, maybe their own, you find they're leading the way. They're the managers, they're the GMs. They are leading, right? So it all comes in, and attributes, you can use the same attributes in different places. They just have to learn how to be leaders. So that's what we're going to do with QT program. Designed to develop leaders and presenters to become trainers globally. Also prepare and develop you into becoming a professional network marketer. Say, I want you to be a professional networker. You go to a networking club, I want you to talk like the guy who's been selling insurance for 30 years. Not because you're using those type of jargon, no, because you look good, you dress good. In your field, which is opulence, you need to be the most qualified person in the room. Most qualified. And let me tell you something, I've seen this for 35 years. I do it all the time. I love having discussions to dentists, people who've been dentists for 20 years, 30 years, and I love schooling them and teaching them about our oral care. And they're absolutely shocked how much we know about dental fluoride, and all of this stuff. They're absolutely shocked. I'm not a dentist. I've never went to dental school, right? But I know my products so well that I can school any dentist. I love having discussions with doctors about health. I can tell you, they may understand drugs. I know health. And they listen and they learn and educate them about things that they couldn't imagine that I would know. Sanaz is very good at that stuff. Sanaz has been doing this leading this construction for about a year now. And when she talks to these tradespeople, Sanaz is not in construction, but she's learned so much. And they're absolutely blown away after 30 years of being in construction. Like, how do you know these things, right? Become a pro. Well, how long does it take for you to be a pro at Opulence? About 100 hours. There's no shortcuts. About 100 hours of education. It's not a lot of time for you to be a pro in your Opulence business, right? Oh, so that just got home and she heard me say she's the best construction worker, manager, in a big field. There's you. All right, so she just crashed our call.
You did it to me yesterday.
I crashed her call yesterday. All right. You're already putting in hard work to build your empire. Let's make sure you duplicate the right way. We talked about earlier. You are getting a duplication. The question is, what type of duplication are you getting? All right. So I touched something here. Let's go through this. Step 1, the QT qualification process. Become a host by completing below 2 weeks of hosting calls and following the guidelines of best host practice. Now, the 2 weeks is what everyone should do. But you know what? If we're going to be busy. I know there's a lot of people that want to get into the program now. We may decide after a week, you don't need to, because this is the easiest part, right? Being a host, you just realize you find your way around Zoom, and you just look great like LD Torania does. Just come in, make sure you dress for success, be prepared, get your script ready, understand who your presenter is, and have fun. Be nice as you all are. Opulence people, they're all nice. Just greet people, go on Zoom. Hey, how's it going? Ask people the name, the country they're from. Just have fun. These calls, being a host is a lot of fun. First of all, it's fun because you get to meet a lot of great people. It's also fun because you become a celebrity. Now, everybody that comes into the business, you may be 2 weeks in the business, but people come into business just because you're hosting, they think, oh, that must be one of the leaders of the company. It's fantastic. It's just fantastic. So it's a very easy thing to do, be a host. And you should get into this program in the first month after you launch. First month. You should at least be a host. You can do the first two in the first month if you can get time to get in, because we have our two managers. We got the manager Rico, manager Minot. They're doing this in Thailand and Philippines. But if you can get your name in, get it in, right? There's a lot of cool stuff coming. Step 3, complete and required training webinars. Step 4, become a qualified trainer. Certified qualified trainer. To be qualified certified, you need to be at least a lifestyle director 1. All right. So your first 2 levels, you can do it right away. To be a QT, you gotta be LD1. I mean, being LD1 is not hard, guys. So again, you should, if you can get in, you won't be able to get in. If you could get in, you could probably do QT certified in the first month. But you won't be able to get in because there's a lot of people. But I'm just saying, it's not that hard. But you got to set yourself time that, you know what, within 6 months, I'm going to be a QT. The longer it waits, the slower duplication you're getting. Because if you're not, your people aren't even trying, right? And you're not good enough because you don't know the full system fully. And now, of course, that affects your progress as well. You want to get in as soon as you can, get to host right away. Again, it's going to be a lineup, so get in right away. And if someone, for some reason, cannot make yourself available, say, hey, anyone, who's a host, if you need me, I'm available as a backup, right? This way you can maybe jump in front of the line and be able to present yourself. So it's simple. Become a host, become a QP, and become a QT. That's the process, the QT process. All right, so remember, again, you do not duplicate. Systems duplicate. Forensic networker. Oh, actually, we're going backwards. Why is this doing that? There we go. Okay. Now, 2025 curriculum. Ready? Are you ready? Sam, ready? Sam, ready? Who wants to go in first? Sam, ready? All right. Yes, I like that. I like the chat. I like the chat. Look at you guys. You're impressing me. Stop. You're impressing me. All right. The Launchpad. Okay, there's different parts to this. And why I'm doing different parts is because I know it's going to get busy and we won't have time on your test day, certification day, for you to do the entire Launchpad. So we may come back to you and without telling you, on your test day, we say, okay, you don't have to do the whole thing, but teach us chapter 2, 4, 8, 11. And you have the PowerPoint, but you have to be prepared. So because we don't have time in an hour, have you do the entire thing, but we want to at least see if you're ready, you can do any chapter. These are easy things to do. All right, the Launchpad, part 1, the setup and fundamentals. We won't get into these things right now today, but from next week, we're going to take you through every part. Now, I know Daniela, LD2 Daniela, who was our corporate trainer for 6 years, she says, I want to be the first certified, because she's already a QT. She says, I want to be the first certified QT. Obviously, she's highly qualified. And she's part of development with us still today. So, so maybe Daniela would be your first. I know Renee wants to do that, and people just want to jump in front and do it. So, oh yeah, Daniela's on the call. Yes, it's just here. Fantastic. People love her training. All right. So the Launchpad part 1, set up and fundamental. Number 2, part 2, the next 30 days action plan. I love that. Doesn't say the first 30 days, so the next 30 days. So it doesn't matter if you guys have been here 3 years or 3 days. You start today and you go. Number 3, Comp Plan 101. Comp Plan 101. So you have to understand the comp plan. You don't need to become a Rene Liao. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you, don't become a Rene Liao, because he's just got too much brain in his head, and he loves numbers, he loves money, and he just loves talking. I love talking money too. So don't become me and don't become a Rene, but understand the basics of how the comp plan works, because a comp plan pays in many, many, many ways. So I'm being distracted here by the construction in the young lady here. Anyway, so Comp Plan 101. Now, 4, product knowledge. Now, numbers, guys, you gotta start learning about the products, right? I think for most part, I think vast majority of our people are pretty good at the product. Now, some of them need to become good at all the products. The fashion line, safe home. So for you to be a QT, you have to know everything. Everything. You cannot say, well, I'm a master of this. No. You have to understand the basics of everything. Collagen, where the leathers come from for the leather goods. You know, what's special about the stones on Fairy? What's special about Posh? What's special about Fairy Marsh? Again, it's not hard to do. How long does it take? How long does it take to be a master or pro in opulence? Put in the chat. How many hours does it take to be a pro in opulence? There you go, Shamila. Well done, Shamila. There you go. Good job, Larry. Fantastic, Amberjee. Mavis, yes. Maria, fantastic. Evelyn, good job, guys. 100 hours. Now, you guys probably know a lot of this stuff already, but pretend you study 100 hours today, right? Reset, refresh, let's go. Let's be a pro. Number 3, Comp Plan 1. Number 4, product knowledge. Number 5, forensic promise list. This is one of the most important things we don't spend time on. We're going to go back and spend time on, because the fuel that keeps you in the game is the promise list. The fuel. Otherwise, you're going to quit. You get excited, you quit. We quit on everything, right? People quit on everything. Oh, I'm going to quit smoking. 2 weeks later, smoking. I'm going to start a new diet. I'm going to start a gym, right? People quit on everything, right? But what keeps you in the game is you build a foundation. And the foundation is your promise list. The things that makes you burn inside. You feel it in your gut. And you could see these things are not possible outside the opulence comp plan. But you see it's possible inside the opulence comp plan. Outside, you don't see it. Inside, you see it. We're going to spend time on promise list. Again, you either get duplication of promise list, people who stay in the game, who have longevity, or the opposite, where people quit, jump company to company, and they give up, right? The promise list is the fuel, the foundation that keeps you in and gets you longevity. Number 6, the forensic post tour. Now, you guys are fantastic of selling products. That I know. You guys need to get better at closing the deal on the business side. You have to get better. Not only you guys, I don't mean you personally. I'm talking in general, right? And here's the reason. It's not just you. It's not an opulence problem. It's not even an industry problem. It's a human problem. And so here's the facts. 80% of salespeople, pay attention now, 80% of salespeople, people who are selling every day as a job, they're afraid to ask for the sale. These are people who do selling as a full-time job, as a professional salespeople, and 80% of them are afraid to ask for the sale. If that's true for salespeople, it must be worse for non-salespeople, right? So we have to work on that, because that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where you can spend an hour and a half doing the presentation. What are you doing that for? You're doing that for one thing, the sale. Otherwise, we're not entertaining ourselves. We're there, we're presenting the presentation, the tour, is to put all the attributes of the product that we're selling, right? What is the product or the opportunity? So we're very good at presentation. We can spend 2 hours on it. When it comes at the end, that we're kind of lost, right? We don't know, we kind of want to ask. And which, by the way, surprised me, because I would say if you get nervous of asking for the sale, getting per person to join you, buy the LA package, you can deal with that in 1 second. Just think about yourself. You did it. If it was good enough for you and your family, you made that decision, then you should recommend. If you took a decision to become an LA, LAPE, LAP, LADE, that means you saw benefits, attributes, you saw value in it. And you know what the ancient proverb says? If you see something of value, it's your duty to share with other people. Let me repeat. If you see of something of value, the LADE, right? It's your duty to share with other people. It doesn't say it would be nice or you should. No, it's your duty to share with other people. So if that next time you get nervous with asking for the sale, you did it, right? It's harder if you're trying to sell something. Say you're a BP and you try to sell LADE or LAP. Okay, it's a little harder because you didn't do it. Now, hopefully you didn't do it not because you couldn't afford it. You did it because you just didn't have the money, right? Still, should be okay. Say, look, I want to do it in LA and I'm working towards it. And I want to go to LA for these reasons. And now they know you want to do it in LA, they'll do it. But the rest of you who've done it, right, you should have no problem promoting it. You did it. And here's what I would do. Here's what I used to do. The best package is this. And 91% of people in my organization are all doing LA or higher. That's how, oh, the guy said, okay, you did it. And then pretty much everyone's taking the package. So it must be the best package. And you would not be lying, by the way. Because, I don't know, we have very few BPs, right? Pretty much everybody. It's well over 90% anyway. I have to go check again. Well over 90%. So you will not be lying that over 90% of this company, they take LA or higher. Here's the reason why. Let me show you why. So the forensic post store, really important. We have a 10-step, what should happen step by step by step, that you take that observer into a participant. Take that observer into a participant. See, everything's very structured, right? Now, what happens after the tour? Person, here's the thing, another thing you got to pick up very clearly. After the tour, see, here's generally what happens. When you give somebody a proposal, like the tour, right? A proposal, the emotions go up. The emotions go up. I mean, we got beautiful products, health, money, emotions go up, right? So you have to ask for the sale right there, otherwise it's just going to go down. Next day, the logic sets in. 2 days later, the idea is not even found anymore. You've got to help them make a decision. And people want you to direct them to make a decision. People want, because people don't want to, they want you to tell them, because you're in the business already. They want you to say, come and join me. Take this package. Let's build together. Don't leave the prospect by themselves and in their mind trying to compute everything they heard. And you know what? Maybe they got some self-esteem issues because they tried something 3 years ago. Or maybe Aunt Sally tried something 30 years ago. You don't let that happen. At that moment after the tour, you want to say, join me. Let's build together. Here's a package I chose. Here's what's in it. Here's the promotions of the night. I think it's the best package for you because that's what I took. You know what's going to happen? They're going to join you. They're going to join you. Lee Iacocca, the top executive in U.S. history. Lee Iacocca. He started as the president of Ford Motor Company. He came up with the concept of the Ford Mustang. You know the Mustang today. He came up with that concept. Still today is that after 70 years, still today Ford Mustang is the best-selling pony car in the world. Then he got fired 20 years later from Ford. He went to Chrysler. Chrysler, he came up with the concept of minivan. Here we are, 70 years later, right? Everybody has a minivan. So he's a top car executive in history, right? So he says something you got to pick up clearly. He says, there is more money lost due to non-decision than bad decision. Write it in the chat. There is more money lost due to non-decision, did not make a decision, than bad decision. In other words, make a decision. You're going to lose more money not making a decision than you making a bad decision. Because not making a decision holds you your entire life back. Making a decision, some will be good, some will be bad, but that's how you advance. That's how you learn. That's how you pick up experience. That's how you evolve. That's how you become a better version of yourself. Thank you for putting that in the chat earlier. So that's what the forensic coastal will do. Number 7, QT program. So we do have a chapter for that. We have a chapter for that. Remember, this is the different parts. They had multiple parts in this curriculum. Actually, go back. Why are we missing something? I think we may be missing a slide. Okay. Maybe not. Check with Ivy. Because what I gave her was a little bit different. Okay. No, maybe this is it. All right. So now, let's go back again. The Launchpad. It's a big chapter. So we're going to go through the slides. We're starting next week. The first part is setup and fundamentals. You know, the commandments, those type of things. Part 2, next 30 days action plan. So that's the Launchpad. Launchpad has 2 parts to it. Setup and action plan. Then we have the comp plan. You got to understand how you get paid, right? You got to learn the basics. When we started this company, I used to do 4-hour comp plan trainings. We used to do conferences in a hotel room, and all we did was comp plan. People used to come, and hundreds of people came. Comp plan is fun, right? It's money. People love comp plan training because it's money. It's fun. And a lot of people don't understand it. They'll come, they want to learn it. We're going to do that again. Product knowledge. You guys are pretty good at that, but become good at everything. Basic knowledge. You don't need to become God bless him, David, or you don't have to become Sanas. Just know the basics of that. The forensic promise list, the foundation. We got to build that foundation so you don't keep second guessing yourself. The forensic postal, you got to learn how to close. And it's one thing to be able to present, but the only reason why we present, the only purpose of a presentation is to get a sale, right? The only purpose of presentation is to sell something to somebody, right? And then on top of that, what you sell matters. Are you selling a large item or are you selling a small item? Doesn't matter what country in the world you go to. Who makes more money? The person who sells $1 million condo or a person who sells, a $30,000 car? Who do you think makes more money? The one with the bigger package. They don't have to work as much. They don't don't have to sell as much, but they make more money. So you want to make sure these are the things that we're going to teach you, make you an expert at. Now, once you become a QT, a lot of good things will happen. A lot of good things will happen. Here's some of the new stuff we're just introducing. So, Certified QT's incentive. Guess what? You're going to get 1 free shipping per month. $50 OC. So, your smart buy, guess what? It's free shipping now. Up to $50 per month. So, it's more than enough for 90% of the orders. So, there you go. Now, for the rest of your life, just because you took some time to be one of the people that we can trust in front of the room, you're going to get free shipping on your smart buy. Now, it's in OC. You can let it accumulate. You can use it however you want. But my concept is you can now count on having free shipping for your smart buy at your home for the rest of your life. Access to map outside personal pool. So if you want to travel and you know what, you don't have enough map yourself, that's which is the marketing allowance privilege, right? You can always request, company, is any map available that we can use to run a meeting in this part of the world? And we'll look at that, and you know what? More often than not, there will be map available outside your personal that you can use, as long as we agree to where it's going and all that, you can use to be able to expand your business. QT recognitions and participation at conferences and events. So we're going to have, of course, special things going on with at events. You're also going to be training at events. So we just go, you know, the QTs, we're designing some really cool merch for you. Really cool merch. Stuff that you can't buy. It's not going to be available to buy. You got to earn this. You got, you know, we had recently in Toronto, I showed up by surprise to the Toronto meeting, and I brought a really beautiful sweater done by Sanaz and Human Group, and we gave it to Mavis because she became, and we sit on it. It's something you cannot buy, and it's basically it's an Oculus ambassador because she's helping. We do a lot of charity worldwide, and Mavis is involved in that, and she, on her own every month, and not only that, she even expanded it even higher last couple of months. So I didn't even know that, but she's been doing it for a long time because we do it for a long time. She's been doing it with us, so we recognize it as the ambassador of Opulence with a special thing. You can't buy it; it's something you have to earn, right? So we're gonna have some really cool merch for the QTs. Things you can be, you know, so you can be a conference around the world, and you know, people. There's all kinds of ranks and all kinds of money rolling around. But that's going to be the ones who are got the QT gear on. People know, okay, there's a QT, so forth. And now those are people that people walk up to and ask questions because you can now identify that they know the business really, really well. QT Club, special training and events. I'm going to have one actually with them probably next week. We have, I think, 11, 12 QTs right now. They have to be recertified on the new system. And we're gonna have special events too. I'm taking off, do something at the mansion actually, being the QT to the mansion, you know, and we're gonna hang out there, or, you know, just going on, you know, whether we do a little training and you know, just you know, have some drinks, and so I'll be doing stuff like that with the QTs because again, not only they took the time and care to develop themselves to the next level, that helps the company too. Because now we know that that team is well developed. We also know that they're setting the right example. We know the company message is getting out properly. So again, every single one of you have access to this, right? Every single one of you can put in your 100 hours. Every single one of you can do this, right? Many won't, but you can. So it's not that it's not available to everybody. It's the same training, same PowerPoint. There's nothing that someone have access to. You don't. Everybody has access from day one. Some decide to evolve. And one of my posters, I say, you know, I have all these accolades on the poster for me. I said, was I born with special talents? I'm the first one to say no. No, I don't have no special talents. Here's my thing. We all start at the same place. Oh, LA, LADE, LAB. Some of us decide not to stay there. That's all. LD1, LD2, LD3, LD4, presidential. QT, are you an amateur pro? So we give you all kinds of reasons that you want to evolve, to become the better version of yourself. So we talk about the merch store. We're gonna have special merch, not just the QT merch. We may have special merch that's Opulence or Ferry that's only available, for example, to status mall owners. Right? We're gonna have special promotions maybe only available to QTs and you know diamond and black status. So we're gonna have. We want you to evolve. Again, 99.99% of the content is available to everybody. But these are the special little things that we're going. How it's no different than LD1 and LD2 have a different car program, right? It's higher. LD2 gets a higher car program. Right? LD3, same. It's the same concept, except it's on the education side. become educated in opulence, become a pro, and we're gonna recognize that. We're gonna duplicate you, and we're gonna promote you. How about this? Once we can trust you like we trust right now, for example, Renee, right? We say, okay, all expense paid on the trips that we send you, not your team, because you have to do that anyways. But we may decide and say, we're going to send you to another team, and you get to travel all expense paid on us, and you be the trainer. Because we know we're going to need these people. We know that we at some point we're going to get to a point again, because we have like that, where there's too many places to go, and we need. But I don't want to send someone. I would rather have a QT from a different organization to come to your market than your upline who's not a QT, who's not trained, to train something else. Right? If he is trained, if she is trained, then they should be a QT. If they're not a QT, that means they have not gone through the process. So, and there's only one system. As I talked about, you either have one system or you have no system at all. That means everyone's doing their own thing. The ones doing their own thing, they don't grow. Because they know there's no system. There's nothing to follow. What's there to follow? There's a state of confusion on everybody. But the fact that you have a title saying QT, right away people say, hey, okay, so what's a QT then? Now you have a conversation on the system, one system. Outside that, you got a million things to talk about and teach. That doesn't duplicate. Systems duplicate, right? So anyway, a lot of great stuff. As you can see, it's a pretty serious program. Let me stop sharing and tell me if you guys have any questions. If you guys like it, put your hand up, say you want to speak. And if you have any questions, talk to me. And we're pretty excited about this program. Put your hand up. Another thing we're going to be doing, it's not a talk to talk about. There's a lot of perks coming, so we're going to have to make some adjustments on the CD, on the products. Not by a lot, but we want to allocate some of that into things for you guys, like quick stuff. You know, I love the fact that we're in Thailand. We had 60 people on a luxury yacht. We've got to do these things more often. We need some very quick, and not having CD going to thousands of people who are not active. You never see them. You don't even know them. Right? No, we're going to reallocate some of that. I want to make sure that we recognize people who are moving and shaking right now are making a difference, and not some accounts that are not even active, and yet the CVs get into them. So that's next. I've talked about this for a few months. I haven't got a chance to get onto it, but that is one of the things we're looking at this year. All right, we have Renee Liao.
Hello, good evening, CEO Ramin. Good evening.
How are you doing, Renee?
Fantastic, sir. You know, I just want to say thank you so much again for this incredible program. As always, I would love to beat Danny to become the first, of course, new certified QT. I just love this program 100% because, I've been just so blessed through the program to being sent to so many countries, flying business class. And, you had your private jet, of course, in Nigeria. And for those who love to travel and you love what you do, you love to help people and inspire people and help people with their health and their fashion and their wealth. What an incredible program where you get paid to be flown around, and to beyond that, to build markets that can further increase your own income. And so I'm just so pumped. I'm actually heading out to Montreal this coming weekend. We actually have a car full, myself, LD3 Henry, LD2 Virak, LD I think is one or two, Juliet, of course, and Denya, all going together. We have over about, I think, 40-50 people already confirmed for the Montreal tour and boot camp. And again, it's great that we even have the MAP program where things like, small things like your hotel can be paid for, or, those sort of things too. And beyond that, of course, I'm just so pumped because, again, I'm actually going to the Philippines, Thailand, and Singapore in June for about 2 weeks. And again, being able to fly business class to these events here and stay at, nice hotels, be with your team, but of course, recognize new QTs, and you really, Remy, had done actually a great, I guess, program to really ensure that people who are in the field, they're working, they're caring, they're on the field, and you want to reward those people because they deserve to be rewarded. And I love that. I do agree with you that, sometimes it's okay if you want to, we have some of those who are making good money, they want to go and retire and go to the beaches. That's great. But then again, we have to make sure that we take care of the people who are, 100%, they're opulent lifestyle givers. And we want to make sure that we recognize them and put more money in their pockets, right? So, for me, thank you so much for always thinking about the people who are giving their all to this company, and they deserve, of course, to get a lot back. And you're doing exactly that. And of course, I just can't wait to see our whole entire team in Asia. Aranya, thank you for hosting again. Can always see you soon. We'll have some amazing events in Thailand. And back to you, Remy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Renee. Yeah, you're right. I mean, there are people who got paid for many, many years, which is fine. But they got to pay their share too, because as we invest money into the new people, they get a check. They get a raise too. They have to contribute towards that. It's not like some other people contribute. They just get a check. No, everybody needs to contribute to the new people, the new blood. That's the whole thing. The lifeline of your organization is the new blood. And we're going to be focusing a lot on that. We have maybe the very first, although Renee tried to, cut your grass there, Daniela, but he wants to be the first. Good. How you doing, young lady?
I am doing amazing. It reminded me when one time he's like, you could be a businessman, but you're a lady. And I was like, you're so rude. So he couldn't earn this either. But anyhow, I feel honored and of course very thankful with you, Ramin, as well on allowing me to requalify and of course show people how easy this is, and becoming a pro is not about all the knowledge and learning and changing your lifestyle just because you want to become a pro on opulence, but incorporating it into your lifestyle and knowing the path to show others how to get there. So I'm really, really excited about this new program. And of course, once you were sharing this slide, I was like, I want this, I want this, I want this. So we need to make sure we earn every single step of the way. And yes, Renee, I would love to share some room with you when it comes to the stage and teaching our partners globally. I can't wait to continue traveling. And I was sharing earlier I had like a talk with new entrepreneurs that are just emerging and they're trying to do something and when it comes to entrepreneurship. And then I was talking about opulence and how our products can really change people's lives. And sometimes it's not only the product, but the opportunity, seizing the moment and getting it down. So I think the QT program can really help us, develop people that, perhaps they just started to sell some products, earn some extra cash, a few $100s a month. All of a sudden you become a QT and you're inspiring thousands of people around the world. So I'm really excited. Thank you for that, Ramin. And I'm ready. I'm ready to get QT again.
Well, I will look forward to having you back on the stage and traveling the world and creating new QTs. I know there's going to be jam-packed. Just you're going to have to send your messages to Manager Rico and Manager Minute and say, just get my name in, because then you may have to wait a long time. And we're going to try as much as we can to get as many people as fast as possible, but it's going to be a lot of people. All right, so we got Brian.
Great job, Aranya. Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can.
Okay,
well,
fantastic. Well, thank you so much, and it's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you very much, Mr. CEO and Aranya, for an amazing call. And I really just want to comment about the creativity and the strategic vision of our CEO. I think that it's always fantastic to see, like I said, the creativity to find ways to incent people to do what you should be doing anyways. And now that you put some money on the table, well, we may as well just take it. We may as well just take it. So thank you very much. The other thing that I think is amazing is that this program is really going to make the massive growth that we're looking for in this company scalable. Because now what's going to end up happening is you're going to have, leaders layered within your team and your organization in a way, if you actually market it properly, that everyone in your team is going to have connection to leadership that can help train them and guide them and put them on the right path right from day one, which is what's going to create sort of the massive growth and the massive momentum that we're looking for in this company. So again, it's something that everyone should be promoting in their team and making sure that they, have, those QTs layered within the leadership of their organization, because that's what you're going to need to make sure that everyone has a connection to someone, and you're not necessarily having to spend all the time doing it yourself, because everyone has a leader that they can connect to, who can obviously help them to, traverse or get started right. And the start is probably the most important thing that most people are going to have to navigate in order for them to have the tremendous success that they're looking for in this company. So thanks again, Mr. CEO. And I'm so excited and looking forward to everything that the future holds. And we're going to do some amazing things here. And I'm so excited. Thank you, sir.
You know what? Brian is one of our best trainers we have, and so glad to have him as one of our QTs. And he's working on the African market right now. Good to have you here, Brian. Good to have you. Maria, we don't see your hands up. You want to? I don't see your hand up. So you want to try that again? Anyone else wants to share? No, Maria said she's got a hand up. We don't see it on the list. By the way, I love the
Mavis hand up. Let me get Mavis. Where are you, Mavis?
I love that attendance, by the way, buddy. Good attendance tonight. Congratulations. See you back next week. Bring more people. Let's keep on growing. Let's call.
Mavis. Forgive me. I'm looking for Mavis' hand.
Yeah, no problem. I see her.
Mavis. There you go. Okay, Mavis, please. Right.
Okay, I'm here. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can.
First of all, CEO, I must really thank you. You made me so proud. You are such a caring person.
So are you.
Thank you. You're looking out for the group. Every one of us has a chance to do our best, and you make it possible for us to do it. So now I have started my QT. I just have to wait on my turn to continue, because I really, really want to do that.
I
And
love that.
thank you, thank you, thank you. You are the best CEO in the universe.
Thank you, Mavis. Hey, listen, 80 plus QT, that requires its own jacket. I tell you, it's a record, right? It's like having a 14-year-old QT, right? That's a record too. So that requires its own recognition.
Thank you. Love you.
Same to you, same Mavis. Likewise.
Maria, looking for Maria Baptist. There you go. Okay, please. I am so sorry it took so long. Please, Maria.
Wow, wow, wow. No, that's okay. You're doing an amazing job. First and foremost, I want to thank you for doing an excellent job. And of course, our favorite of all, the man of the hour, Mr. Ramin Mesgalo. Thank you so much. First of all, I absolutely love this program. And regarding of every, thing, what everyone says, I absolutely agreed. I am super excited for the program, certainly. And I appreciate your creativity of just the mindset and the way you think of caring of other people. You see who we are and we can do better, again, becoming better version of ourselves. So I think this is absolutely epic. And this going to raise the bar from many other people, a lot of people who've been in the company for a while, who've been like a chicken. Now they have the explosion now to go out there and make a significant difference. Not only that, because now you give us the extra perks. So we have everything that we need to be out there and to be the best of the best of the best. So I think that was one of the brilliant ideas. I'm looking forward. I'm a woman who loves to travel, love to help people. I started that and I want to pursue. Plus, I have other teams working, a lot of entrepreneur, trader collaborating with Brian Arundel. So I am super excited. Thank you, Mr. Ramin Mesgalo. We love and appreciate you, sir. I am so excited, looking forward for that. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, LD2 Maria. Yeah, look, we talk about the luxury mall versus flea market, right? I want
Yes.
this. We're the luxury mall of our industry. and the QT program will make sure that our leadership, our front runners are going to look as the best that the industry can put out. So that's the target.
Okay, so there you go. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, our CEO, for today. Great learning. And thank you, everyone, for joining. Such an exciting day. You can see that I'm so excited.
LD2, I want to thank you. You're amazing. I want to thank our class here today. You guys are epic. Do this again. Let's go. You know, and next week we have a couple of more people on. Let's grow this thing and let's get into the QT program. Let's get your people on. They can get the QT program. By the way, they get in, you make money, right? We want everyone to be the best version they can. With that, building the billion.
All right, everyone, building the billion. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye and see you on the next training.